Hello team, Coach Tim here. Just wanting to take a look at last week's RBC Canadian Open champion, Rory McIlroy, and specifically talk about his driving. And for those of us who actually watched the event and saw him almost drive the 10th hole for his last round, it was an absolutely phenomenal golf shot and is something that Rory excels at such a high level. It's absolutely amazing to me that a man that is 5'9" and maybe weighs 160 pounds can hit the golf ball well over 300, and on that specific drive, 340 yards. So incredibly impressive. And the place that I want to kind of start this conversation here today with Rory is talking about how does he launch the golf ball so high up in the air? How does he create so much of carry distance with his movement? And, when we take a look at Rory's move here from this face-on view, we really see that, especially on his backswing, that he stays very centered. There's hardly any real lateral movement away from the target. So if he does not get his upper body more behind his lower body, or if he doesn't get his sternum behind his pelvis on his backswing, which some golfers do, he will need to make sure that he gets his sternum behind his pelvis on the downswing. And that's where Rory does absolutely incredibly and at a world-class level. So if you look at Rory's pelvis right now, as he starts his downswing sequence, just look and see at that lateral bump right here with his pelvis. And look how his upper body tries to stay in balance by having his head and his sternum move backwards, okay? That's that first move that starts to move Rory's head more behind the golf ball to help him deliver the golf club in more of an ascending strike. Right, so that his swing circle is swinging much more up on the golf ball. So that's the first move that he does, right? And then the second move he does right here is you're going to start to see that left leg starting to straighten, and he is starting to press off the ground, and that in turn also helps move Rory's head farther behind the golf ball. Okay, so those conditions there, the lateral slide first with the pelvis, and then the vertical movement or the vertical force with the lead foot to press away from the target on the downswing, are the two elements that makes it really easy, or I should say easier, for Rory to be able to have more of an ascending strike with his driver with the dynamic movements of his downswing. So give that a go. If you're having a hard time hitting up on the golf ball, consider Rory's kind of magic move there by having wonderful lateral movement with his pelvis towards the target to help get his upper body more behind the golf ball and launch those rockets high up into the air. Best of luck.